Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, and we're going to be doing a Q&A. Since The Walking Dead is returning, I wanted to do this Q&A just leading up to the premiere, where I asked you guys to send in any questions you had about the extra 6 episodes or anything Walking Dead related. And yeah, you guys sent in some questions, so today we're going to go through them and answer the questions. They're great questions that definitely open up a lot of discussion, so in the comments down below if you guys want to answer some of them, definitely go for it. I'm really interested in hearing what other people think. But yeah, like I said, The Walking Dead is returning. We're gonna have a lot of Walking Dead videos, so if you are a fan of the show, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and then obviously a general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's start this off with our first question, and that comes in from Betty Smith, who asks, do you think Maze will kill Aaron? That's a good question, because Maze is a character who does seem to be giving Aaron and Gabriel a lot of heat, I guess to say the least, in their episode. And yeah, I mean, he definitely gives off bad guy vibes. And in the trailer, it seemed like he was really putting Aaron to the test. Do I think he's going to kill Aaron, though? I would be really shocked. I mean, I would be shocked to see them kill any major character in the extra 6 episodes. I think if they want to kill off characters, I think they would save it for season 11. But I could be wrong. I mean, the show is ending, so it's not out of the question, right? Like, they could kill characters if they want to. I wouldn't really bet on it, but we'll see. You guys let me know what you think. And then Betty also asked another question. They said, I have another question. Even though Carol and Daryl will be in their own spin-off, do you think they will both survive until the end? I have a feeling one of them will die. Alright, so that's a really interesting question because, yeah, so we know Daryl and Carol are getting a spin-off. And when they said that, I guess everyone sort of thought, including myself, at first, I was like, okay, they're both going to survive until the end. And they're going to get a spin-off. But the more you think about it, you do bring up a good point here that I don't think it really necessarily means that they're both going to survive for sure, especially with the final season. So we'll see. I mean, we don't know what that spinoff is going to entail. Like, is it going to be a continuation? Is it going to be something totally different? We'll see. I mean, I think it is possible for one of them to die. I mean, they have been together since season 1. I mean, I don't think it'll happen in the extra 6 episodes, but season 11, I think it is possible. I just don't know what they would do with that spin-off, though, because they keep saying it's a Carol and Daryl spin-off. So, we'll see. I mean, unless they really want to throw off fans, that was the only purpose of announcing that, which I don't think so, but you do bring up a good point, because, in the same level, like, why would they announce a spin-off and spoil it, right? So we'll see. I'm not saying the spin-off isn't going to happen. It most likely will happen. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Carol and Daryl are, 100% going to survive, if that makes sense. Thank you for sending those in, Betty. Great questions. And you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about those. Our next question comes in from, is it Adisja? I'm sorry if I said that name wrong, but Adisja blah blah, who says, I guess Daryl and Carol will go to Negan to get help with Commonwealth because they're not going to be super friendly like the comics, referring to the Commonwealth there. So yeah, I do think you make a good point there. I don't think the Commonwealth is going to be super friendly. I mean, definitely off that, trailers and that finale that we saw, they're giving off, not super friendly vibes for sure. But yeah, I think that is possible because I think if Negan is sort of on his own and Carol and Daryl realize they need help with the Commonwealth, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to Negan. I mean, it would definitely make Maggie mad. So that's like the one thing that I'm thinking about. And it's like, why would they, they don't, I mean, and Negan is one person. Unless like Negan has a key to something, like they need him specifically, Other than that, I don't think they would really go to Negan. I still think Negan will be involved with the Commonwealth, in their own way. But then again, Carol went to Negan to kill Alpha, so, Negan is useful, so I do think it's possible. But you guys let me know what you think about that. But I do think Negan will be involved in the Commonwealth. Thank you for sending that in. That was a great question. I do appreciate it. The next one comes in from Big Bro Billy, who says, how would you rank The Walking Dead seasons from your least favorite to your favorite so far? Oh, that's a tricky question. I gotta do it off the top of my head. So this might not be the most accurate, I don't want to sit here for like 10 minutes, contemplating it. But off the top of my head, if I had to rank the seasons, I would probably say, so starting with season 7. So you said from least to favorite, right? So starting from my least favorite to my favorite. So I would just say 7, 3, 8, 2. Yes, 2. You heard that correctly. I actually like the farm season. I feel like this is gonna be a bit of an unpopular opinion. But again, 7, season 7, season 3, season 8, season 2, season 6, season 4, season 10, season 1, season 9, and then my favorite season is season 5. That was a pretty quick but difficult list. You guys let me know what you think about that. It might change in the next couple months, depending on what I'm thinking. But off the top of my head, I'll probably have to say that. You guys let me know in the comments down below what do you think. But thank you for sending that in. The next one, our next question has a spoiler from the comics. So if you're reading the comics and you don't want to know anything, spoiler warning. And it's a pretty big spoiler, so that's why I want to give this preface. And I have like a number. I'll put like a number on the bottom of the screen, and you can just skip to that part of the video, and that's when the question will be over. I just don't want to spoil it, for anybody who is reading the comics, but I do want to answer the question since they asked it. So the question comes in from Kid Sniper Gaming, and it's a great question. They asked, is someone going to take Rick's death? So the reason I gave that spoiler warning in the beginning is because I'm assuming they're referring to the comics, because yes, Rick does die in the comics. If you didn't know that, I just spoiled it, I'm sorry, but I did give a spoiler warning. But yeah, Rick does die in the comics, and it's a pretty big moment, and it's near the end of the comics. Here's what I will say. I do think somebody will take it because of how iconic it is in the comic, but it doesn't have to be like a major character. It could really be anybody, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like a some background character. I think it's gonna be someone that we know, but it doesn't have to be like Daryl or something like that, is what I'm saying. But I do think someone will take that death because of how iconic it is in the comics, and they usually don't skip over iconic deaths in the comics or anything like that. They change it up, but when things are iconic, I think they usually stick with it. So I think someone will end up taking that death. If I have to guess someone, I don't know. I kind of want to say Aaron because of how he's starting to look like Rick. But also, like I said, it doesn't have to be like a Daryl or anything like that. It could be a character who we know, and Aaron could be someone like that. But I think they will have someone end up taking that death. Well, thank you for sending it in. I do appreciate that question. Our next one comes in from Ozbej11, who says, what's your order of episodes from level excitement from highest to lowest? Mine are 1017, 1022, 1020, 1019, 1018, and 1021. All right, another ranking one. Well, looking at your rankings for the 6 episodes, I have to say that I'm, roughly around the same thing. I would probably switch episode 22 and episode 17 just because I'm really excited for that Here's Negan episode. Like, that is my most anticipated one, because of not only of the flashbacks, but also how it's gonna set up the finale and stuff like that. Or I mean, the new season 11. What's gonna happen to Negan, and then obviously him becoming Negan is awesome too. So I would probably have to switch 17 and 22. But other than those first 2 episodes, yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you, Ozbej11. I just double checked and looked up the episodes, and yeah. That would probably be my ranking. I would just put the Here's Negan episode first because I'm really excited for that one. You guys let me know in the comments down below your order of the episodes from the most excited you are to the least. I mean, I'm excited for all of them, but the Here's Negan is definitely number 1 for me. All right, our next question comes in from Martin Carrillo, who says, hello, all things film Q&A. I got 2 questions. Do you think Negan will get Lucille back during season 10C or season 11? And while Daryl and Maggie are talking about Negan, do you think maybe Daryl thinks a lot more different about Negan now than before? I would have to go with season 10C. That would be my guess, just because of that Here's Negan episode. Like, it's a heavy Negan episode, and we're gonna learn about his past, and I think Lucille might even be like a trigger for it. Like, he might even see Lucille and remember his past more. So I would have to go with season 10C, but if it doesn't happen in season 10C, like, I would be shocked to see the show end in season 11 and he doesn't get to see Lucille again. So it has to be one or the other, but I would have to go with season 10 C. So your second question, that's a good one because, well, first of all, I do think that Daryl has thinks differently about Negan now because Negan and Daryl were fighting side by side against Beta. So I think with everything that happened, you know, him helping Judith also, I think Daryl does think differently about Negan. But when him and Maggie are talking, that's the thing that's kind of tricky because would Daryl protect Negan in front of Maggie? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Daryl brings up that stuff. Like, for sure, you know, that could happen. You know, like he could say that, you know, Negan did this and Negan did that. But I don't think, you know, I think he's going to listen to Maggie. I think he's going to understand how Maggie feels. And, you know, I think he'll side with her more. But we'll see. But the bottom line is, like, yes, I do think he thinks differently of Negan, but that I don't know how important that is because I feel like he would side with Maggie more because it's Maggie and they've known each other for a long time. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Those were great questions, Martin. I do appreciate it. The next one comes in from Alwyn Powelpin, who says, in the trailer, we see that Maggie is looking for Herschel. Do you think he was kidnapped and that is when she left? Or in the present time? And I hope that Maggie will ask questions about where Michonne is. So yeah, those are good questions. So the first part, I do think the kidnapping thing, like Herschel getting kidnapped, I think that's probably present day stuff. I don't know if they would do flashbacks or talk about when she was gone. I think that's gonna be like present day stuff for sure. And then your second part of the question says, I hope that Maggie will ask questions about where Michonne is. 100% I'm with you right there because I want to see that too. And in the opening minutes, we actually did get to see Maggie and Judith talk a little bit about Michonne. They just talk about like she's like, you know, how she's out there and stuff like that. But I do hope we get to see her ask questions or at least like find out that she knows the answers. I mean, that because, you know, what happened with Michonne finding Rick's boots and stuff like that, that's some big information. So I think that'll be really cool if you know, Maggie gets some hope that Rick is alive, and Daryl too for that matter. So I hope we get to see that, you know, Maggie asking questions or at least find out that she knows those answers because that would be a pretty big thing to find out. And Maggie's one of those characters who should find out because of how much, you know, how long she's been on the show and how much she knows Rick and Michonne. So thank you for sending those in, Owen. Those are some great questions. You guys let me know in the comments down below what do you think about that. About Herschel getting kidnapped, because I do think it is possible for it to be in the past, you know, because she's been gone for a long time. They could definitely, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some sort of backstory on Maggie and where she's been. So I do think it's possible, but I have a feeling it's more present day stuff. We'll see though. And then let me know what you think about that Maggie and Michonne stuff also. But thank you for sending those in, Owen, and thank you everybody for sending in questions. Those were some great questions. I do appreciate it. Again, The Walking Dead is returning very soon, so if you're a fan of the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna wrap it up there for this video, and as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.